you think 12 months ago when you took over the job, or just before you go to the UAE, that come now you'd be to all in Ashes series and taking the end back?
No, I didn't. I didn't think I'd still be doing it, to be honest, but here we are. So, yeah, very lucky, as I've said a number of times, to be in the position I'm in, and now to be captain of a team that's come here and retained the Ashes is something that I'm sure I'll never forget.
Tim, you said that puts a dampener on a thing, but we're at the end of the series and you get to reflect on everything that's happened, and there's been so many monumental moments. Do you still walk out of the place with just a massive smile on your face, considering where this team was, bringing blokes back in, all that sort of stuff, that you've won 2 tests and significant moments in the series?
Yeah, I think so. I think right now it's still probably a bit close to a loss to be absolutely thrilled about what's happened, but certainly when you put in perspective what we've done over the last 12 months, I think, as a group, and again, I think had you have said that we would be retaining the Ashes, I think we would have taken it, and I think most Australians would have. So, yeah, I think we can be really proud of the way we've come over here, which is a challenging place for Australians to come and play and win. To win 2 test matches pretty convincingly. Should have won a third. Let that slip, no doubt, but yeah, we've done a lot right, and we've got a lot to be really proud about.
Steve, you got a really nice reception from the crowd when you walked off. Is that a sign that you've won them over the course of the summer, given how you were received first up? And if that's the case, is that important to you? Does it mean a lot to you?
Yeah, I guess it was a nice reception as I walked off. Would have been nice if I had a few more runs under my belt in this game as I walked off. But yeah, look, it was a nice reception, and I've given it my all since I've been here, the last 4.5 months, and every test match that we've played, and I didn't have much left to give today. I'm pretty cooked, to be honest, mentally and physically, and I'm looking forward to a nice couple of weeks rest now before getting back into the Australian summer.
Now that you've had today and the emotions removed and everything, have you had enough time to reflect on what has really been an incredible series for you personally, and the runs that you've scored and all that sort of thing? Have you had time to kind of break it down?
Not really. It's been sort of back to back and sort of kept going. I'm sure over the next couple of weeks I will reflect, but look, I'm proud of my performances that I've put up over the 4 test matches that I played here, or the 3.5 that I played here, and to help Australia take the urn back home. That was the goal, and I'm proud that I've been able to play some part in that. Yeah, it was a long sort of 18 months out of the game, and got a lot of people to thank, in particular my wife, who, it's our first wedding anniversary today, so she'd hate me if I didn't mention that. So yeah, the support that she's given me and my family back home, coming into this series in England, and the support she's given me over here the last 4.5 months in the World Cup and the Ashes, I can't thank her enough.
Steve, can you believe they finally got you out at leg slip?
Can I say what he said when he got in to the change rooms?
What did I say?
He sort of sat there for a bit. I won't say the very first bit. And then he sat there for another 10 seconds and said, "Oh, well, if I get out there at least for the next however long, they'll start bowling at my hip, so that's a good thing."
Yeah. They've had that position a bit for me. And, I've always felt if you get hit one there, it's kind of unlucky in a way, and it just takes a catcher out of somewhere else, so go for your life.
Tim, emotions out there were again a bit heated out there today, but did the 2 teams, you can have a beer after together in the sheds?
Yeah, I think they will. That's normally the done thing, so we'll head in there at some stage tonight and have a beer. But again, I think today was played in really good competitive spirit. There was plenty on the line for a number of people, so it's always going to be the case. But I thought both teams handled it and acquitted themselves really well again. I'm sure the crowd enjoyed today's cricket.
Given that it has ended 2-2 and it wasn't, I suppose the standard of performance here wasn't up to Old Trafford certainly, or Edgbaston in particular, does that mean that while you go home with the urn, there's also a sense that the team is still a work in progress and needs to continue to improve?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's no doubt every team needs to be improving. I think we've spoken about Steve this series. He's the best player in the world and he's still improving. So I think the moment we stop or we think we don't have to improve, there's something wrong. So yeah, we're disappointed with the way we played this game. But as you touched on, I think as a whole series, I think we had some really good moments in a country where Australia haven't had a huge amount of success for a long time. So we can be proud of that. But yeah, we've got still a way to go. Obviously, Steve had a unbelievably good series and won us a couple of tests by himself. So yeah, we've got some parts that we need to improve. But I think if we can click them into gear while we've got Steve at the height of his powers and the pace attack we've got, yeah, in the next few years we're going to be a very hard team to beat.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.